Hello and welcome. How's everybody doing? I'll just warn you ahead of time, this might get a little noisy, not because of me, but because there's a heck of a windstorm going on out there. So much so that my companion, Mr. Murphy, is not here, but that's okay. He's hiding upstairs under the bed. So, are you struggling with hashtags? Maybe you're not sure what they are. Maybe you know what they are, but you don't know how to use them for your business. Or maybe you're in the group that thinks, that they don't work, I'm not going to waste my time. Let's talk a little bit about this. Let's go through it all. We're going to sort it out. I give you some tips, walk you through what it is, why they're important, how to use them, and most importantly, how to find the right ones for you. Let's get started. Is it not going to work tonight? Hello and welcome. Tonight we're talking about hashtags, specifically using hashtags as part of your business strategy. What are they? Are they important? How to use them? How to find the right ones for you? That's what we're going to cover tonight. For those of you who are new, hello, my name is Kathleen and I'm here as your tech coach. Basically, technology is my day gig. It's also my hobby, so I talk about it all the time. So I figured I might as well come and talk to you about it. So let's get into tonight's topic. Because this is one that can have a really big impact on your business. You're going to use your social media and all that to get the word out about yourself, but this is a great way to extend that reach, get more people to be aware of you, get more eyes on your content, which will then lead them to you on your website, your storefront, whatever it is that you are guiding them towards. It's a fairly simple thing to do. A lot of people don't do it, unfortunately. So we're going to try to make that much easier for you so that you will start to do it. Because it is a really positive thing and in the right hands can be incredibly powerful. But it's not rocket science, right? There's just a couple of things you need to think about, a couple of things I can show you to make life a little bit easier. And the end result is more people will know about you, which is what we're shooting for. All right, let us dive in on the good stuff here. Okay, so we're going to start off with some trivia first because, why not? It's almost Friday. So we'll start the party a little bit early. So one trivia question. Do you know what hashtags are and where they were first used and why? I'll give you a second to think about that while I just get myself organized. Okay, here we go. It's like there was something I needed to change. That's why it was. Okay, that's what I get for trying to soothe the puppy when he was upset. All right, so you ready? Any guesses? I'm listening. Okay. So hashtags were first used on Twitter, of all places. There was a person called Chris Messina, I hope I'm saying that right, who thought that it would be a good way to help people group around a topic or an idea. And so they suggested putting the hashtag Barcamp on the messages that were going on to Twitter so that other people who were going to that Barcamp could find each other, share information, that type of thing. I don't know why he picked the hashtag. And by the way, the hashtag, most people might know it as the pound sign on your phone. There are many theories on why he picked it, most of is which probably the fact that it's right there on the number pad. And this goes back a fair amount. I should have made it a double, right? Do you know how old the hashtag is? I kind of gave it away by what I just said. So the first hashtag was used in 2007. So we're talking way pre these. So most people were still using, I don't have mine handy, do I? Most people were still using, a traditional type phone, a little small screen on it. So that's why the hashtag was good, because it was really a choice between the hashtag or the ad, and the hashtag is right there on your number pads. So it made it an easy choice, right? You didn't have to do anything special. You could just go ahead and hit it. So that's your trivia for tonight. You're going to win all weekend now on trivia because you know this obscure piece of information. Okay, so let's get into the meat of this, right? So what are hashtags? A hashtag is, as I said, some people call it the pound sign, the number sign. At this point now, most of us just call it the hashtag. And it's a type of metadata that is used on social networks, Twitter, Facebook, all of the places, really. And it lets users, us, right, create and apply dynamic tagging system that helps others find our messages and content, and also helps us find other content, which we will get into in a minute. So it's a really simple concept, but it's a way to reach your community, to jump on trends in a really simple fashion. And it doesn't cost you anything, right? It's not advertising. You're not paying somebody to do it. You just put these hashtags on your content, and then they propagate themselves accordingly because people are looking for them and sharing them and that kind of stuff, which we'll talk about more in a minute. So why are they important? Kind of already implied that, right? They play a crucial role in developing interest in your social media accounts, okay? So you can use them as a way to boost your brand. You can use them to boost a specific marketing campaign. So if you have a specific goal, just allergies. So you can use them to boost a marketing campaign. You can use them like if you either like you've got a particular goal or a product or a launch. You can use it to boost activity around a particular event that you're going to have or be a part of. They're a great way for your audience to find you and for you to stay in touch with them after they find you. They encourage sharing. They're huge for sharing. And they increase just general findability. So what are we talking about here? This is basically the type of thing where people, will see a hashtag. They can search for a hashtag. They can see it in a trending list, right? And or they can click on hashtags as a shortcut for a search. And clicking on it in most platforms brings people to a list of other content that use that hashtag. So here, we'll just do a quick little demo here just to show you the concept. Let me just refresh so that it's fairly current. Just realizing for this particular demo, well, here, we'll just do it this way. All right, so bring this back. So, I do have to say I'm doing this live, so I have no idea what's going to come up. So we'll just do a little search here and see what comes up. So a good way to do it, this is of course not a normal view because it's on the screen, but it's easier for me to share. So you see this one here. Who is this? Oh, this is NICA, New Jersey. Oh, that worked out well. I know these people. So if you look here, right, so they've got, this is their name. They're saying that this is a repost. And then they've got this hashtag that they've been kicking around, Quarantine Miles Challenge. So this is sort of a bingo-esque kind of game where they put out things for people to accomplish every day while staying safe, inside the quarantine type rules. And then, post pictures and I think it's mostly a picture kind of a thing. Yeah. Take a photo. And then all the people who are doing these things, as they accomplish each day's goal, they're putting this tag on it, Quarantine Miles Challenge. And that's how other people can go to see what, you've done as part of this challenge, and you can see what they've done. So it's a way of this particular organization to keep their membership engaged and interacting, because it's kind of rough for them right now because this was sort of the start for their season. They do bike races. And this is when they would start to do it. They would start to have their weekly events and their, challenges and their races. But because that can't happen right now, they're trying to keep people engaged while being separate and safe. So there's that one, and we'll click on that in a minute. But then you see they've got other ones here, right? Flatten the curve, COVID. So they're encouraging people to be smart while still getting out and doing things, and shop local, support your local business. So these are, the hashtags that they're putting out there to spread the word, to keep their people engaged, and of course, just making it easy for people to find you. Okay, so let me just show you. We'll click through on this. Okay, so here is an entire page of results from people who have done this challenge. And so this is a way for all of the people who are participating to see what everybody else is doing. It's a fun idea. It's a fun thing to do, right? And then, of course, if there's something in here, like there's somebody that you didn't know, or there's something cool going on, like this is pretty cool. So they can do GPS tracking. And so some of them are spelling out names. Some of them are sharing the ride that they just did. They're all trying to draw pictures here, right? So Ray, that's a person in their group who was sick. somebody's initials, somebody did a heart and a star and a spiral. And it looks like somebody here, I think, is trying to draw the map of New Jersey and gave up and made it into some sort of creature. But you see, it's a fun way to do it. And then, they've got other links on theirs. And quite frankly, once you start seeing these, you can't unsee them. And you will go and find all kinds of interesting content you never would have thought of. If you're not putting these kinds of things onto your content, you're not taking advantage of this kind of thing. So let's just take a look at one of the other ones that they did. So like support local businesses. So if you're a local business, you could totally tap into this particular hashtag because nobody owns hashtags. You can use them. And then you're going to see here, look, here are people, either the businesses themselves or other people suggesting that you support the local business, and they're sharing the hashtags. So let me come back here. So, whoops. You're kind of getting the idea here. So that this is what this is all about. This is about getting the word out, making it findable, making it shareable. And that's where the findability thing kicks in. So there's all kinds of, and it's not just on Instagram. I just picked that one because you can count on people to using them there. And there's, pictures communicate quite nicely. And we got lucky. They were pretty safe. So that's a win in and of itself. So that's why not using these, you're just hurting yourself, right? It's so hard, particularly if you think about things like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, right? There's such a lot of content there that when you post your stuff, it's only visible for a certain amount of time, right, in people's feeds. And then the algorithms kick in and all that, right? You don't have a lot of control about when or how people are going to see your content. That's a given. By using hashtags, you're increasing the odds that if you don't show up in somebody's feed, they might still find you through the hashtag, right? And if you are doing good content and you're finding it engaging and all of that, other people might then share your content and spread your hashtags. And, this all then continues and builds off of itself. So it is a super powerful thing. It's a super powerful tool that is at your disposal. Super easy to use, right? You see what it is. You write your content, you post your picture or whatever it is, and then you just go from there. And you don't have to do a lot. Like, you see a lot on Instagram, but, and we'll talk about it later, like what's optimal, because you do want to be aware on each platform of what the social conventions are, right? So while on one platform, maybe it's okay to put 15 or 20 or 40 hashtags, on other ones, that actually can work against you, and you're better off doing like 1, 2, maybe 3, 5, something like that. You also want to be aware of how people are using the hashtags. Some people embed them in their text, some people do them at the end of it. But you also want to go and visit the sites. Like, it's not enough to just put your content out there and keep pushing and pushing. You do want to, and this is just good against social media. What's the word for it? It's just good behavior, right? It's being a good member of everything. Hey, Stuart, how you doing? So you want to make sure that you're not just shoving content out there, right? You need to engage on all these platforms, and the hashtags is a good way for you to easily do that. You can easily find content that maybe ties to you, that you can interact with, or just stuff that you're interested in. But don't be that company, don't be the person who's just out there sell all the time. Like, you want to balance out your message of, hey, I have things, for you, goods, services, whatever, with interesting content, helpful content, fun content, and you want to participate in the conversation. You don't just want to stand there waiting for an opportunity to yell your company name, which is an oversimplification, but I think you know what I mean, right? Oh, hey, Ace, how you doing? It looks like Mixer is a little slow on the comments tonight, but that's okay. That actually could be my system because it's still very unhappy. Yes, it's running at, oh my God, it's running at 90%, so it's really not happy. All right, let's keep going before my machine crashes. Okay, so just to rehash. Oh, sorry, unintended pun. Some of the reasons that you're going to absolutely want to be using hashtags for your business are that it's a great way to build your company's brand. It's an awesome way to build any marketing campaign or event, product launch, anything like that. It is hands down the cheapest way to find and keep in touch with your audience, right? Because you're not having to buy ads, you're not having to boost posts, you're not having to do any of that. You're just tapping into the natural ecosystem. It encourages sharing, and most of all, it increases findability. So that's the huge win. So in a second, we're going to talk about what does and doesn't work. For example, just a little preview, okay? The throw spaghetti against the wall and hope it sticks method, not so helpful. But we will talk about ways that you can find hashtags and implement them in a way that does work better than that method. But first, I did just want to let you folks know that if you want to stay on top of the content I'm doing, what's going on, all that kind of stuff, you can sign up for the mailing list here. It's yourtechcoach.net/mailing list. Not selling it, it's just there so that I can stay in touch with you, let you know what's coming, so you'll know when the shows are and what content's going to be included in that show. And also when I just do sort of the on the fly kind of things, like past couple of weeks I've been doing the office hours to just basically be online for a half hour, an hour, to give people an opportunity to ask tech questions if you're having trouble with working from home or remote teaching or learning, or all of you parents who are now teachers at home. Well, that kind of stuff. If you're looking for, help, maybe you're looking to do live streaming, so I've been talking about that. So those are the kinds of things that you'll get in the email. They're never long, it's short and to the point, and it's generally, at least one a week, no more than 2 or 3. All right, let's keep going. So, next up, how to use hashtags, subtitle, what to do and not to do. Okay, so in any platform, any place that you are, there are conventions, okay? Most of them are unspoken, right? Unspoken rules on how you can and can't use hashtags. The big thing is to be aware of those patterns and tapping into them and making sure that you're not working against yourself by just spamming way too many. But that doesn't mean that you can't use a lot. On some of the platforms, using a lot is actually a fine thing to do. So just as an example, like on Instagram, right? So this is a fun example because it shifts a little bit, right? So on an Instagram feed post, which is what we were just looking at, right? As you're going through and you see just a whole bunch of photos. I have a feeling we'll be going back here, so let me go back to the beginning of my Instagram. So the feed is just, anytime you launch Instagram, the things you automatically see, right? There, generally, you can use, 9 to 15 tends to be considered optimal, but you can absolutely use up to 30 hashtags, and they will still rank for searching and all that kind of stuff. The thing to know, as of now, and these rules change all the time, so you do want to check in every once in a while and see, but as of right now, if you use more than 30 hashtags in an Instagram feed post, the 31st and on won't show up as part of the search. So you just need to be aware of that. Now, on the other side of things, the Instagram stories, right? So that's the little things that you can, hit and they live for a day. Those you can have up to 3 hashtags, and you can use 1 hashtag sticker or put 3 in the text box. So, right, that's a big swing, right? So from up to 30 to just 3, right? So then on Instagram TV, you can go back to using up to 30 in the description of your video, but not really beyond that. Whereas on Instagram feeds, it's okay to go beyond it. On Instagram TV, if you go past 30, it actually starts to work against you. The thing to remember as you're doing your hashtags, as you're working with these, is that yes, you should be putting them in there. Yes, you should be using them. You should be tapping into trends that are going on, all that kind of stuff. You just want to keep in mind that, nothing, no matter how many times people will tell you otherwise or sell you something that implies such, there's no guarantee, right, that you're going to show up in any specific hashtag search, right? It's a combination of things, right? It's the hashtags you're using that people are looking for. It's how things are being sorted by the algorithm, how things are being weighted. And these are all things that we can't control. So all you need to focus on is just putting hashtags in on your content, dialing them in accordingly for the platform you're on. And then as long as you're engaging on that platform, all of these things will feed into a higher probability of you showing up when people are looking for these kinds of things. Okay? Where to use them? Everywhere. Okay, we're done. Okay, so maybe it's not quite that simple. But it is in the way that it's everywhere, right? So you're going to use them on your blog posts, on Twitter, on your Instagrams, all the Instagrams, Pinterest, on your videos, like the descriptions, that type of thing. On your live streams, same thing, in your descriptions. On your social profiles. Okay, most people don't even think about that, but you can actually, on most of the platforms, it's okay now to put a hashtag or a couple into your profile, and those very often will be a part of the search results. There's a huge win, right? Let's say you can use it on Facebook, you can use them on LinkedIn, on YouTube. I mean, basically anything that's online, you can use these on. It's pretty much a given and super easy. So now let's talk about how to use them. Like, I'm just going to give you some rough guidelines for the main platforms. Of course, there's more of them out there. Of course, your mileage may vary. Of course, you need to check in and stay on top of these things. So these are just general guidelines, okay? So on Twitter, the optimal number right now seems to be around 1 or 2. You can kind of push it to 3 most of the time, but once you get much beyond that, for whatever reasons, all the reports I've seen, the studies that people are doing, when you get to 4 or more, your reach for Twitter tends to drop dramatically if you're using 4 or more. So stick to 1 or 2 whenever you can, add the third if you need to. Try not to go beyond that. On Instagram, on the other hand, right now, conventional wisdom is somewhere between 9 and 15 for your feed posts. You know, we talked about the fact that for the stories, you want to stick to 3, right? You can go to 30 on your feed posts, but right now the sweet spot seems to be 9 to 15. Okay? And of course, for Instagram TV, it would be about the same, again, not extending past 30. Facebook. It's funny, a lot of people don't think about Facebook for this, but you absolutely can put these onto your Facebook posts, your stories, you know, all of the things. For your basic Facebook content, the recommended is between 1 and 5. Where that is not the rule is when you get to your videos. So whether you're uploading videos or you're doing like Facebook Live videos, there you can go up to, I think it's like 10 to 15. So all the more reason to do videos, right? All the more reason to reach out there and either, you know, do the videos yourself or get somebody to help you to do them, whatever works for you, whether you're doing, you know, recorded videos that you are editing and putting up there or doing live. Hi, live. You want to be doing that because A, they get more reach anyway because all of the algorithms are pro video at the moment. And you can put more hashtags on them. So, hey, win-win. If you do things on LinkedIn, again, that's more like the Twitter model where you want to stick to like 1 or 2. You get to 3 or more and the reach starts to drop. Pinterest, on the other hand, up to 20. That's pretty much just the rule of thumb over there. You go up to 20 and it's very, very happy land over there. On YouTube, again, you can do more. You can go up to 15. Now, again, that's sort of like what you're going to want to put into like your descriptions. If you're doing the add-on, so if you're doing video or you're doing live streams on YouTube, you can, there's a box where you put your title in one box, you put your description in another box. In the description, it's okay to do up to 15. That seems to trend nicely. However, if you are looking to add more, you can add metadata to your YouTube videos, whether it's live or it's a recorded one, inside of the tool itself where you go in to edit it. If you want me to walk through one of these, I can do that on another session, no problem. Because not everybody's aware that you can do this, but there is a box that you can go down and you can add additional tags. They don't show up in the description, but they do go into the metadata and become a part of the search. And since, as we all know, YouTube is Google and Google is search, everything you can do to push that, dial a little higher in your direction, the better off you are. So go ahead, put in up to 15 in your description, but then make sure you go back into YouTube after you're done posting your video or doing your live and put in a few more good ones to help increase your reach and to increase the searchability, especially for YouTube, right? Because that's really where most of the content comes from on YouTube, is from search results. People tend to go to YouTube when they're looking for answers. So hello, if you're looking for answers on hashtags, I hope you're here. Okay, so that has got that covered, I think. I did have another list here of notes. I just wanted to make sure I'm covering it. Sorry, see, I go off script and then I have to go back and see. I did forget one. So one of the other benefits to using the hashtags is it just boosts your organic reach also. Especially if you put it into the profile. That's a big win. Okay, so I think we're good. That was the only one I missed. That was pretty good for off the top of my head. Nope, there's another one. Well, I did touch on this, but I didn't get into it enough. So let's talk a little bit about your branded hashtags. So in general, you're going to want to use hashtags that people are searching for. But if you have a strong brand, if you have a good product name, company name, you can go ahead and create your own hashtags for that, because if it is something that somebody either would be interested in searching for and or wanting to share, right? If there is a certain level of prestige associated with, being you, or if they're just super fans, right? So don't ever forget your super fans. If you have super fans of your brand, you want to give them a way to share the word about you, and creating your own branded hashtag is a good way to do that. So just as an example, Coca-Cola has one that is share a Coke, right? It's a hashtag that they use a lot on their marketing campaigns. Not all of their campaigns and not all of their posts have this, but they do selectively use it when they're doing specific things that are focused on building their brand. So it's that kind of thing. So like for me, I actually do just You're a Tech Coach as the brand when I'm doing that kind of a post, but I don't use it for everything. It's just there selectively, but it does get passed around by my nice people. And I appreciate that, and thank you for that. So that is a good thing to keep in mind also. Alrighty. So before we move on to the next one, which we're going to talk about how and where to find hashtags for your business. Okay? But first this message, right? So if you have a question, a comment, if you have something that you want me to cover on this show, or if you just need help with any tech-related thing, you can go to yourtechcoach.net right here. Okay? There's a contact form there. Just let me know, what your question is or what topic you want me to cover on the show. Only thing I ask is if you are looking for help and you need it quickly, right? You've got a crisis, like you're trying to remote teach and you need a solution for a particular problem. Let me know that you need a fast answer and how to get back in touch with you, and I will get back in touch with you as soon as possible. If you don't do that, I'm assuming that you just are giving me content ideas for the show, which is awesome. That's where the good stuff comes from. And so that's when it would be available to you, is whenever I get around to doing that show. Okay? Also, because that went away a little fast, I have to make that stay longer. If for some reason you don't want to go to the website, or there's web problems, because there's web problems right now, you can also get me on Twitter at your_tech_coach. You have to get that balance. I couldn't get the other one. So it's your_tech coach. You can DM me or you can @ me, and same rules apply. If you need a fast answer, just let me know how to get back in touch with you. Otherwise, I will thank you and it will show up on a future show. Okay, we can make that go away now. So let's talk about finding hashtags to use for your business, right? What's the magic solution? Hang on one sec. May have overdid it on the allergy medicine today. Just a little bit. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to take a look at is go to whichever platform you're focusing on, or platforms. You can do more than one. There's no rule that says you can't be on more than one. Don't feel like you need to be on all of them. That's just a side tip. Pick one or two where you can dedicate your time, your attention. You can engage with people, where, by the way, your audience is. So you want to make sure that that's covered. Once you found that, then you're going to want to keep an eye on the influencers. I know, I hate the word too, but the reality is they are very, very good at doing the hashtag game, right? So keep an eye on them, see what's going on. Obviously, you're not going to tap into something that they're doing that does not tie back to what you're doing, but you'd be surprised at what they're going to influence. So keep an eye out for opportunities to maybe tap into some activity, some buzz that they're generating. Nothing wrong with you jumping on that train. So keep an eye on those folks. And also keep an eye on how they do what they do, because you'll learn a lot from them. I know, but it's true. What can I tell you? They are called influencers for a reason. They're successful for a reason. So why not learn from them? The next way to find really good hashtags is to keep an eye on trends. Now, there are existing trends, right? There are trends that are just a constant, repeat out there. Actually, let me just see if I can bring this up. I tried to bring it up before and their site was down for maintenance. So let's see if it's up now. But what I'm taking you to, hopefully, is a list of what they call daily hashtags. So they're ideas for hashtags that you can use on particular days for no apparent reason, for any reason. Sorry, trying to type and talk at the same time. Not my strong suit. Does this work? Okay. Yeah, so before I show you the list, so there are things that you've seen that maybe you haven't, like you've seen them, maybe you've even like gotten some fun out of them, but maybe you've never thought about using them for your business. You should absolutely use at least some of them for your business. Again, not everything is going to tie in directly to your business, but there are ones that will. So, for example, things like Throwback Thursday, right? It's just a chance to like tap into nostalgia, or, you know, just to have some fun, or maybe to go and reuse a post from before. So that's a good one to do. So that's TBT, Throwback Thursday. Sometimes it's actually the words throwback and Thursday. Either one or both are fine. And then there's FBF, which is Flashback Friday. And again, you can use just the letters or you can use the word. And, the reality is we all love our Fridays. So it's much like, the Throwback Thursdays, except that, generally you try to tie it back to something Friday related, or weekend related is also pretty popular. Manic Monday, very popular for those people who are, going back to the slog. For those of us who work 7 days a week, it doesn't matter. But for the people who work Monday to Friday, Manic Monday is a good way to hopefully take a lighthearted approach, or, a tongue-in-cheek kind of approach to the busy week ahead, weird company culture kind of things, that kind of thing. Wisdom Wednesdays, right? People tend to post quotes or photos or a piece of advice that the target audience might find helpful or insightful, that type of thing. Another Friday one is Friday Funny. So it's a chance to be, share your humor. Now, humor is highly subjective, so you do want to be a little careful there. But, it's basically lighter content, right? Something maybe that'll make somebody smile or giggle. The trick with all of these is these all tend to be highly shareable, right? So if somebody sees something that they like for Throwback Thursday, that maybe taps into something that, reminds them of something, with a friend or a family member, they are very likely to share it with that person. Here, another favorite, right? Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, very popular, very important. People send, show lots of pictures of their tacos, or talk about what tacos they're going to have that night for dinner or for lunch. It generates engagement, right? If you post something like that, people will post in the comments about their favorite tacos, or, whatever. And again, it's the kind of thing that people will share. So go ahead and have some fun with it. So let me show you. So this is, and I'll put these links out in the comments, and I'll put them out on the website, but it's blog.hootsuite.com/daily. It's daily. What is that? Dash hashtags. So blog.hootsuite.com/daily-hashtags. This is the reason I'll put it in the comments. But this is just a list of 40 different daily hashtags that you can use, examples of, the types of content that, people will use for it. Monday Blues, Monday Memories, Monday Motivation. Let's get out of, Meow Monday. Let's just flow down here a little bit more. Oops. Come on. Yeah, Tech Tuesday. That's one near and dear to my heart. Travel Tuesday. See, a lot of these are around dates. Hump Day, Way Back Wednesday, Wonderful Wednesday. What's Thursday? Thankful Thursday. Yeah, that could work for some people. But you see that it goes on and on. Like, we're not even halfway here. Fearless Fridays. I'm just looking to see if there's anything not like day of the week related. Probably not. Catterday. We've all seen the Catterday ones. Where's the dog one? I want a dog one. Let's see. Yeah, no, they're all date related, but it's just another way. Like when you're stuck for content ideas, when you're looking for some inspiration, lists like this are a great resource. So you go ahead and do that. Also, if you look at like the social media calendars, which are all over the place, let's bring one up. We've talked about these before, but for new folks. So those are the things that you see, like, when it's, there's basically a holiday for every day now, which is kind of fun. Let me just bring one up. If you do a search for social media calendar, you'll find many, many, many. Just give me one. Is this a good one? No, I don't want to download one. I just want to show the nice people one. Okay, that was not a good choice. Let me try to make another random choice. Come on. Actually, you know what I should do is put the year in. That tends to help. The reason I'm looking to show you one of these is because these actually serve a dual purpose. So they give you an idea for content, first of all. But then they also include hashtags, right? And some people have started to call these even hashtag holidays, because for every single one, or pretty darn close to it, there is examples. Really? Okay, any other time I search for this, I find like 60 of them immediately. Just give me a calendar. All right, I'm going to try one more time, otherwise I'll bail. But most of you have seen these and you know what I'm talking about anyway. But we will try one more. Is this it? Wow, these are all just not what I'm looking for, people. All right, we'll try one more. Because I'm just coming up like, well, okay, so like there's ones like, Pizza Day, right? There's some date that somebody picked that it is Pizza Day. And that is something that you can tap into, but that also is going to have a hashtag on it. So it's something else that you can try. Come on, come through for me this time. I don't even care at this point if it's a good one. Okay, here's a good one. We might as well do it timely, right? So we're in April, so here we go. Bring this up. See, I knew it was going to be worth it eventually. Okay, so if you look at this one, so of course, the first was April Fool's Day. Friday is National Walking Day. The 11th is National Pet Holiday. So these are more hashtags that, again, if you can find one that ties into your business, by all means, go ahead and use it. You don't have to come up with all of these on your own, which was the point of me going to search for this. So it's just another way for you to go ahead and get examples. National Honesty Day, Superhero Day, Prime Rib Day. Okay, so if you're in the meat industry, there you go. There's one of your days. Garlic Day, I'd like to celebrate that one. Earth Day, Kindergarten Day. So there's a wide variety. National Book Day. So if you're a bookseller, if you're an author, if you're an editor, if you do book bindings, if you sell materials for people to make books, if you teach people how to create ebooks and sell them on Amazon, National Book Day is one of your days, right? So hashtag the heck out of that one. And as you notice, the more you do them, the easier it is for the ideas to start to flow, right? Now, I've never thought about National Book Day, but what did I come up with there? Like 6, 8 different ideas right away? There you go. So that's a really good way to do nice generic ones, easy ones to get your hands on, but also things that people are liable to be searching for, because these calendars are everywhere. People get curious. They start to click on these things. You can even actually pin these kinds of hashtags, so that some people just have ones that they like and they just keep going back to over and over again. So you want to be on that list any chance you get. Another thing is to go and look at the hashtags being used by your industry and or your competition. Again, nobody owns a hashtag. So if they're using something and it looks like they're getting some pretty good traffic on it and you can figure out a way to tie it in, absolutely, go do that. No reason not to. And then you can just go in and see what's active, right? So pretty much all of the sites have some sort of trending hashtags, right? On Twitter, there's one on the right side. On Instagram, I think you have to click on, let me just look, I think you have to click on something in order to get into it. I won't even go there now, because if I open Instagram, I'll go down a rabbit hole. But go ahead, see what's going on, see what's trending, see what's hot, and then again, if you can find a way to tap into it, go ahead and do that. Now, some of those are going to be time limited, right? So you're going to want to act on those quickly. Other of those are going to just be more of these ones that are repeating, that you can kind of pick and then pick the moment when you're going to use them. So you just want to keep an eye on whether it's something you need to do today or this week, or is it something this month, or is it just something that's evergreen and you can use it wherever you want, and so you just keep that and add it to your list. And by the way, not a bad idea to create yourself a little hashtag list that you can just go and pull from every once in a while. And then, like we talked about, you can also just create your own, right? You can create your own hashtag for your brand, your company, for your event, for a product launch. The trick there is to make sure that it's got something in it, right? Some part of it that is something that somebody would search for, even if they don't know about your brand, your product, or your event. If it's an event and you're promoting it, the odds are pretty good people will be searching for that. And for events, it's super important to go ahead and do that, because that, again, creates that feeling of us among your audience, and gives them a way to, check to see who else is going to be there and share their experiences, which frankly is just a way for them to promote your event for you. What's not to love about that? Oh, good heavens, I am going to lose my voice again. Oh, well, that's all right. I'm almost done. Okay, so we have covered all of the basics. We have talked about what hashtags are, why they're important, how you use them, and where you find them. So if you have any other questions, if you're watching this now, you can go ahead and pop your question into the chat. Otherwise, if you're watching this on a replay, don't worry. You can go ahead and put it into the comments or chat. I do keep an eye on those. I do come back. If you have questions about anything that we've talked about, go ahead and put those in there. I do come back and I do respond. So don't worry about it. It's all good. We got it covered. Ace is saying, bring out your dead day. Oh, yes, there you go. Classic. If you can tie into Monty Python, that's always a good thing. It's always good for a giggle. Yes. Actually, if you're a Misty, it would be waffles. Right? If you're a hardcore Misty, you know what I'm referring to. And for those who don't know, Misty is Mystery Science Theater 3000. We like our inside jokes in that group. What can I say? We like to have our fun. Okay, so that has got it all laid out there for you. Hopefully it has simplified it for you. It's given you ideas on where to go and get some extra ideas. However, as a bonus, just in case you're still not convinced that this is really, really easy, I'm going to show you a few other places where you can see and or find hashtags. Give me 1 second. So let's go here. Okay, so can I move this? Oh, I'm gonna have to shift this down. Hang on. There's my lovely desktop. I just want to move this over a little bit so you can actually see it because the comments are hanging out there. So if you look over on the right here where it says trends for you, hey, that's not funny. I just mentioned Mystery Science Theater, and Mystery Science Theater is the first thing that comes up in my feed. Gotta love serendipity. Okay, but if you look over here on the right side, right, these are the things that are currently trending. So if, thanks for delivering is something that would tie into your business, then you should absolutely tap into that. Luna Lovegood. That is Harry Potter. I'll have to go and look at that. So add blue to anything. So yeah, this will give you some ideas, and then you can say show more, and it brings you even more. So it's just a good idea to kind of see what's going on out there. You're not always going to find gold here, but sometimes you will. So it's just something to keep an eye on, something to go and use. All right, let's go to the next one. We already looked at that. So this is a tool called WriteTag. But specifically, if you go to writetag.com/hashtag-search, you will see what is currently very active in hashtag worlds, right? So then maybe there's something here that you can tap into, and you can see here, this is the kind of activity that it's getting on Twitter, how many reposts it's getting, so on and so forth. You can put in a term and find it. But let's just see. So we've got the virus, new profile pic, now playing, stay home, take yourself home. So there's all kinds of different ones here, but let's just for the heck of it, let's just say maybe you sell candy, right? So you could put in candy and do a search. I'm sort of taking my life in my hands here. So these are popular ones, not necessarily just for today. So for this one was, I guess, too broad. But candy canes, Christmas, Candy Crush, eye candy, so on and so forth. So it's just a way for you to kind of test drive, maybe put a couple of your hashtags in here, see how well they fly. Like for example, one I use a lot. Oops, would help if I could spell. So business owners, business marketing, entrepreneurs, small, medium business. So you get the idea, you can get reports. Now this list here is free. You can get much more in-depth information if you want to pay for their service, but you don't have to do that. Here's another one. This is called #Hashtagify.me. No, #Hashtagify.me. That's it. So again, you can put another word in here. So let's say maybe. Oh, okay. It's already doing that for me. Dog training tips. Okay, and it's going to give you all kinds of information on popularity. Has it been trending this month? It'll show you related hashtags, the popularity trend, which evidently is not very high right now. languages used, spelling used, countries that it's popular. So you can get a lot of information from these different places. This is another one we can put it in here. Let's just compare. No, not dig. Dog training tips. No, this is nothing to do with the fact that my dog runs and hides every time it's slightly bit windy out there. So it'll give you some ideas, as evidently that's just not a good hashtag. So I wouldn't recommend using that one, but you get the idea. There's this one trends map. So this is specific to Twitter, but you can see, what's very popular in different areas. You can change the amount of days. So, now over time. Oh, I don't have full access. But again, you can just kind of pop in here for ideas, see what's going on. You can zoom in and out. So, if you've got a certain area of the country that you're trying to focus on, Go Cats Go is popular. Asymptomatic. Obviously, right now is when I'm recording this in the time of the virus, so obviously there's a lot of health-related ones. But it just gives you another way, and it presents it in a different way, which might communicate better to some people. Yeah, so those are the other ones. I just wanted, if I had enough time at the end, I figured I'd throw those in as just some extra tips for you. So I'm going to give you one more free extra bonus tip, right? And that is hashtags can give new life to old posts that you've done. So you could go back to a post that you did, a month ago, 6 months ago, whatever, if it was doing pretty good or doing really good. And now, of course, it's trended down, like you're not seeing so much activity from it. If it's in a platform, aka not Twitter, but if it's in a platform like Facebook or Pinterest, Instagram, anything you can go back and edit, you can go in and add new hashtags to it. You can change, the hashtags, you swap out some ones, and very often that will give a lift to old content of yours. So, for a couple of seconds of work, previously done content will have new life. So there's your bonus tip for tonight. All right, everybody, thank you so much for coming to hang out. I expect to see everybody out there using their hashtags in all of the places. I am here every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We bring a different topic every week, and frankly, most of my topics come from you. So if you have any topics that you want me to cover, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can do that here anytime you want. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye.